All right, it's 8:30. Call to order the Board of Franklin County Commissioners meeting for Wednesday, September 2nd, 2015.
Commissioner Renaud?
Present.
Commissioner Howard?
Present.
Chair Waymeyer?
Present.
Vice Chair Harris?
Present.
Commissioner Dunn?
Present.
Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for the invocation.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God of justice, fairness, and discernment, we come here for all. Fill these men with your wisdom and your compassion, all with the ability.
Correspondence, organizational business.
Well, as you guys know, the county administrator is on vacation. I spoke with he brought to the board's attention.
I'd like to remind you of one thing that's not on your upcoming events, that the canvas is Monday at 9 o'clock.
Perfect.
Donuts and juice.
Donuts
will
and
be
juice.
there.
I do have a question, Counselor slash Acting Administrator. I think all the commissioners got a copy of this letter regarding the motocross place.
Yes.
It's my understanding that, what's her name? Miss Hancock is wanting to make a presentation next week at the commission meeting. It's probably going to last longer than 5 minutes, and we put in place a rule to for folks only to do 5 minutes. Would it be prudent for us to make an exception and find out how long this presentation is going to be that she's going to make to bring forward this information?
If that is in fact because it's my understanding in talking to her that she's effectively the voice of those land. Now, I don't want to say that in speaking, but in talking with them,
I think it would be prudent for us to probably look at that. It doesn't need to be long, but we need to, I think, find out and probably allow, in my opinion, a little bit of additional time for her to complete her.
Perhaps make some kind of a sub-agenda item where it's not so much public comment. We're seeking information from somebody who's done some research.
That's probably even better.
Okay.
yeah.
This may not be the time or place, and it's not. Let me know. But she owns land there. There's not a residence there. And when she stated her address, that's not where she lives. And I didn't know if that had any impact or clarification or whatever. But I just think that people be aware of that.
Sure.
The fact that she owns land does not mean that she lives there.
I think we'd all be willing to hear what she has to say. Research she's done. So. Brings us to public comment.
We have none.
There's none. Consent agenda would include approving the minutes for our August 26, 2015 meeting. Claim vouchers in the amount of $498,401.38. Tax change orders in the amount of a negative $250.44. And payroll for the period of July 21st to August 20th in the amount of $1,082,150. Let me try that again. $1,082,150.25. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Commissioner Renaud?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn?
Yes.
Chair Waymeyer?
Yes. All right, our first item of business is to hold a public hearing to consider returning the 4100 block of Butler Road to full maintenance.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Come on, Jim.
The department has received the required letter from Mr. Brose indicating his reason for desiring the road to be returned to full maintenance and agreeing, if needed, to pay the sum determined by the department for rock on the road. If you don't have any questions, I'll be happy to step aside.
All right.
You can open public hearing.
All right. With that, we'll officially open the public hearing. And I understand we have some folks who'd like to speak. Come on up.
Come on up.
You're good? Okay. Morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ward Watson. I'm the first house on the road. And
Could I get your address, sir?
Just for the record.
4125 Butler. The reason I'm here this morning is we're first on the road. And when the road doesn't get cleaned properly, when it's not maintained, I take care of a 91-year-old mom, and at various times of the day or night, we've had to take her to the emergency hospitals. And I've been through a couple of winters when it was really tough to get out on that road when it wasn't cleaned. I had to get my own skid loader and try to get the snow off in order to get out to the road that was cleaned. And I had a gallbladder attack myself here 2 years ago during one of our storms, and had a heck of a time getting out there. And when I bought the house, being from the Bay Area, I had no idea that I was buying a house on a road that wasn't maintained. Didn't have any clue what that meant to begin with, and there was no sign on the road at that time. So that would be my purposes for asking the commission to return the road to its full maintained status. Thank you.
Makes sense. Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? One more time before we close the public hearing portion. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak as to the returning of the 4100 block of Butler Road to full maintenance? Not. Close the public hearing portion. Commissioners, comments?
Based upon the information that we've been given, and I think it's prudent and wise to do what the residents are asking for, since there are residents that are inhabited along that road.
I agree. We definitely need to return it. Availability of our services, and
I believe that in the past, and Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, we've done this some times before since I've been on the commission, and each time the landowner has borne the brunt of paying the cost of the rock to return the road to full maintenance. Is that not correct? They paid for it, the residents that asked that to be returned to full maintenance?
I don't recall any cases
One we did,
where it
Bob.
was waived.
Okay. all right.
And I didn't think that in the past, I didn't think that we had waived it. They've always paid the cost of returning it.
In my opinion, it's certainly within the power of the board to waive that requirement if you so wish. And in that regard, I do have resolution number 15-23, a resolution to upgrade a portion of Butler Road to full maintenance.
I can certainly understand both ways.
Yeah, I can too.
On, you know,
There's rock on the road now.
yeah.
The county has placed rock on the road when the tube washed out. I believe there's also a concrete low water crossing. I don't think the landowners created that.
Have you done any more research, any other instances where we have a minimum maintenance road serving a residence?
No, I haven't. But
Would
I'll
you
be
guess that there?
I'll be happy to visit with Roy Baker and see if any others exist.
But you would
We do
suspect
have-
it's a large problem where we'll have a dozen of them? I mean,
No.
if there are a few more, it's probably one or two.
No, we do have over 70 miles of minimum maintenance road, so.
70 miles.
When I got here was 77, and we've closed a few.
I don't think it would be appropriate for us to pay to extend the road to somebody who decided to build on a minimum maintenance road, but I don't think probably ever appropriate to make a road that serves a house minimum maintenance. I
Right.
mean,
And that was my concern, is that we, somewhere along the line it got changed, and my opinion is that was I don't want to call it a county error, but an oversight or whatever it might have been, and I have no problem with waiving the fee. I think that's a courteous thing. And apparently we've maintained the road, or at least added some rock as we needed to, the whistles and stuff, and made some attempt at that, but
I'd
either
also-
way, I want it done.
I'd also be in favor of waiving this fee. It's not a large amount, but it's also was not these
And I,
come in and build on it. It
Right.
was some, so I'd be in favor of it also.
and that's where I am too, is that we can make an exception on a case-by-case basis. It's just being able to, going forward, having to try to explain that exception. We need to make good notes on this one in regards to the happenstance and the history of how this came about. And because of it, though, I'm in agreement with the other two commissioners that had already spoken that we should waive this fee of $937.50 so that we can get it back to full maintenance and they be served properly by the county.
and because we are setting a precedent, that's just why I wanted to get a sense from Jim on the scale of, what we might be potentially committing ourselves to by setting a precedent.
As you recall, you also have a resolution prohibiting the issuance of building permits on minimum maintenance
Right.
roads.
Sure.
So, going forward, it should not occur
That portion
again.
of it would be fine. It's the
we-
existing ones where.
That's
subsidiary?
the one.
Well, yeah, and I would add that you're not necessarily setting a precedent that comes, it's your discretion because you gross doesn't mean you have to.
And that's it exactly, depending on the facts of the case, on being prudent to go forward with what we're doing. And I think the circumstances exist that qualifies this one, in my mind, to go forward and do that.
We made somewhere along the line, we made a mistake.
I think so too.
Commission made a mistake, and I think it's time to ride. So I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to bring this road back to full maintenance and waive the fee
Second.
doing that.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Absolutely, yes.
Commissioner Dunn?
Yes.
Commissioner Renaud?
Yes.
Chair Waymeyer?
Yes. All right, Jim. Second item is consider awarding the bid for a two-post lift to Napa in the amount of $14,679.
As you recall,
Thanks.
we
Thanks for coming in.
discussed this at the study session. The pump on the existing four-post lift has failed. Lift was programmed to be replaced next year. Pump didn't last as long as our projection. We obtained 3 bids, and Napa was the lowest and most responsible bid. The request is a motion awarding that bid to Napa.
Board, any questions for Jim?
Nope. I'd make the motion that we go forward to make the purchase.
Second.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn? Commissioner Renaud?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Chair Waymeyer?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thanks, Jim. Third item of business would be approval for the 4th Judicial District Community Corrections to purchase one new 2016 model year intermediate size 4-door sedan from the state motor vehicle contract.
Morning.
Good morning, Keith. Go ahead.
I am, as you mentioned, I am here today to obtain approval to purchase one new 2016 Chevy Impala off of the state's contract, as well as that also includes one extra set of keys for a total price of $17,639. With that comes in a trade-in for our 2005 Ford Taurus at $1,200, and so the total costs for this purchase after trade-in would be $16,475. We'll be receiving a 2016 for the fiscal year 2015 price.
Very good.
I'm glad you mentioned that trade-in. I thought that difference was in the set of keys.
It's a no bidding required since this is through the state contract.
That is my understanding, sir,
That's
yes.
my understanding as well. And what portion of your budget does this come out of?
This is going to be, it'll be 64% adult and 36% graduated sanctions. And because the vehicle was bought with all adult money, the 12 or the 1,200 will be applied all to the 64% portion of the
Okay.
KDOC.
Very good.
All right. Any more questions for Keith? Is there a motion to approve the purchase of the vehicle for the net amount of $16,475?
So move, sir.
Second.
Commissioner Dunn?
Yes.
Commissioner Renaud?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Chair Waymire?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Keith. Fourth item is consideration of approving a contract for the county councilor effective September 2, 2015. I think it would probably be reasonable to do a quick executive session for non-elected personnel, just to go over the final details on the contract.
I agree, and I do have a question though, is that in the agenda item it says effective September 2nd, but actually in the instrument itself it says effective date is September 15th.
It would be
That's
my anniversary.
that's what I okay, and so it should be
September 15th.
15th.
Okay. We need to round up some keys. Let's go into executive session, or at least look for a motion to go into executive session at 8:52 for 5 minutes for a matter of non-elected personnel with the board and the counselor.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
I'll go grab some keys.
All right, we're back out of executive session. No actions taken, no decisions made. We have reviewed the contract, and it is before the commissioners for the county councilor position.
I'd make them
Effective date's what? September.
September 15th.
That's different than what's on the
That's
agenda,
right.
But
And I'd make the motion that we do go forward and approve the contract for the county councilor effective September 15th, 2015.
second.
Second.
Renaud?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn?
Yes.
Chair Waymire?
Yes. All right. Staff reports.
The CVB, I've been in contact with their attorney. I've let
Tomorrow morning is the kickoff meeting for our FEMA project resulting from the excessive rainfall in April and May. The West Wilson Bridge, concrete work on the bridge is complete. There's a couple of approach slabs and paving cleanup, some riprap to place, and the bridge will be complete.
All right. Is there going to be guardrail on the approach, or is that within the 112 slope?
There'll be 25 foot in all four quadrants.
This update is where we are on line of duty deaths. There have been 83 law enforcement officers killed in line of duty this year. Last week was a very bad week. We lost 6 law enforcement officers last week alone, and then there has been one this week already as of yesterday. A lieutenant in the Chicago suburb was murdered in line of duty there as well. So we take that stuff very serious, and we're trying to do everything we can to keep our guys as safe as we possibly can while we're out. Yesterday we had a kickoff meeting with the Tyler Technology software with us, Ottawa Police Department and Wellsville Police Department. Tyler Technologies is in town now. They'll have a rep here for the next, well, however long it takes here. They'll be here for well over a month. doing all of our training, getting things up and running and everything on that. Dustin was there as well. He's working with city IT, and they're getting things going. So just to let you know, that project is underway, and we're moving on that. You may have seen our new vehicles out and about. They have a different kind of graphics on them. They're kind of it's called a ghost graphic. You kind of have to look at it. We went a little bit brighter than what a traditional ghost graphic would be, where you really would not hardly see it. We wanted it to be somewhat visible. But if you haven't seen them, they are out and about, and you'll see them at the office every now and then. We do have 2 of them that are that way. Those are our new vehicles that we have. So last weekend, the sheriff's office was out at the Ottawa airport supporting the Family Christian Rally that was hosted out there. There was a pretty good turnout. We had a very good reception out there. We enjoyed it, and it's a pretty good warm up for this month, since this weekend's Cowboy Days, and we go into the Power of the Past tractor show, and then we go into the River Run for the car show. So we also had the Wellsville car show that we participated in. So it's a busy time of year, and but we're keeping at it and on top of things. So you guys have any questions for me? Apologize, I was not here last week. I did attend the Rural Executive Management Institute in St. Louis. That is it's put on by the University of Arkansas. It is for law enforcement executives of rural agencies from all over the country. There are about 30 of us in the class. Most of the expenses were paid up front. For those that were not paid up front, we did have a little bit of expense to the county, not much, but we're going to be reimbursed for all that. So it virtually, other than my salary, wouldn't have any expense on it, and it was a pretty good week of training. So.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have something, Janet?
The City of Ottawa's sales tax election finished up yesterday. We'll be wrapping everything up for the canvass on Monday, and we had 2798 was the number of ballots we had come back.
Out of 7,200 or 7,000?
Yeah, we sent out just shy of 7,200 originally, but we had about 850 come back undeliverable. So if you figure that out as a percentage, that was about 44% that we received back. Although some of those will be before you at the canvas to make decisions on those. So it was 71% yes and 39% or 29% no. So it was pretty overwhelming.
Say that again now.
71-29.
71-29.
71 yes, 29 no.
So that's good.
It was not close.
All right. Commissioners' comments, board reports.
Not been to anything since the last meeting.
I'm good.
Been anywhere? Nope.
Not been anywhere either. I usually ask John this, but he's not sitting there. But KOFO, you want to do KOFO tomorrow, or do you want me to do it?
I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. Fine.
We had an FCDC meeting yesterday, but it was midday, so that they could stick around and watch the results for the sales tax. John, of course, being out of town, and because of the time it was, I just couldn't get there. I did talk to Jeff Seymour. It was approved a couple routine expenses and your policy or.
I did have a question on the meeting, the joint meeting that's the one on the 14th. He doesn't say where it's at.
I think the email that I got said.
Yeah, I
I
couldn't.
don't know that it's been set. Or
It said details to come.
Yeah,
so I assume-
details
I
later.
just okay.
We'll have a commission meeting before.
Yeah, I just curious.
All right, nothing else? Canvas on Monday.
Yeah, and then we got, Janet, when's the Southeast Kansas officials?
The
10th.
So, I know Commissioner Harris is going. Are any other commissioners planning to attend?
All right. Monday,
know
what
yet.
time?
I don't know yet.
9. Monday at 9. So, canvas the election. All right. Motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.